Hello everyone. This is Jana from the Endless Blue podcast. We explore the benefits of diving into the ocean and into yourself. Let's rethink how we deal with ourselves and our existence. Hello. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're fine. So here's Jana from the Endless Blue podcast. I'm a freediving instructor and a water photographer. And I want to give you that weekly amount of ocean. And as always, I would like to invite you to take 3 deep, full breaths and let go of everything what you don't need in this just little moment. So you inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale again. Exhale. Last one in. And out. And today I wanted to talk with you a little bit about success and failure and how you see it, and about my holistic approach to freediving. And I'm currently here sitting next to the ocean. In a bit I'm going to the boat and I have a one-to-one coaching. And next week we're starting our Ocean Soul Retreat. So I really want to use freediving as a much more holistic tool than just to being about numbers and about death. For me, it's really about exploring the ocean and exploring the deepness in yourself. Because I think every time you dive a bit deeper, you find something deeper in yourself. You have to release something deeper to be able to go deeper. I mean, for sure, you can push through and go with your mind, over your mind, and get to a certain depth or complete numbers. I did that as well. It works. But I think it's a total different experience if you let your body first get used to the ocean. If you give your body the permission to rest after it went to the ocean. If you give your body the permission to grow after it had been in the ocean. And so many times we push through and we visualize ourselves crazily to certain numbers, but the body was not ready to get there. And with my holistic kind of teaching, I really want to take everything in, like where you're coming from. Are you coming from a lot of work, a lot of stress? Have you slept well? Have you eaten well? And if you're coming with me to the ocean, I want to bring you first down. I want to get the basics right again, like sleep, food, exercise, rest. And I take you to the ocean, but I take you in a playfulness way. I take you to a way that comes from the inside out. Imagine you're going for a surf and it's really small and it's getting quite boring. And then you get a feeling from the inside out, I want to go on a bigger day. And that's exactly what I want to do with people. I want to give them the possibility to get the feeling from the inside out, the calling from the inside, hey, now it's time to do something bigger, to go deeper in the ocean, to surf a bigger wave, without that pushing through. Because I think we grew up in that Western world where everything is about pushing through. It's we learned it in school and then we got that exam right and this one and just go through it. But I think so many times we miss out on the way of preparing to get somewhere. I mean, we learned how to get through an exam, but we never learned how to prepare for an exam. At least in my schools, I didn't. And so for me, freediving and diving deeper is exactly about that, about the way to learn how to prepare for a deeper dive. First, come, slow down, have a good rest, nourish yourself well, sleep, eat. How are your relationships? Are you in conflict with somebody? That for sure will influence like your diving as well. I think we always think we can cut off things in our lives and like ignore things, but I think everything is connected. And the more we accept that that everything influences like everything, the more beauty it creates for me actually also, because I can see like how important it is to have good relationships with people I love and how that strengthens then my teaching, because I'm more happy and I feel more held when my family and I have a good relationship, you know? And so I think that's already something what's going on in holistic medicine, of course. And I would like to integrate that more into holistic freediving, that we count everything in, like being a small plant. And if you put the plant in the sun, maybe it's good for because it's like a cactus from the desert. But maybe it's another plant which needs a shadow, you know, and little water. So really look who you are and how do you have to take care of yourself. Like imagine you're a small little kid and you would like want that kid to grow in the best possible ways. For sure you would look out that the kid is going to eat on the right times, that the kid is going to sleep on the right times, that the kid is not like watching television all day, that the kid has friends to play. It's so interesting also like how important for us human beings is connection. There have been many studies like that interhuman connection is like prolonging lifespan. Like I don't know the number, but it was around 20%. So we have always lived in communities and now we are so separated from each other and everybody is doing their thing. And it's something what I really want to create also with Endless Blue Freediving, like a community where people connect, exchange. It's so important with who you're talking to, who you're dealing with, because that influences the way you are. And I really can see that if I'm talking to my friends, which are like going their own path, which are struggling as well, like I do. I'm going my own path. It's not always easy. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's like that extra power which I have from deep inside, and which brings me to go on that way. And so if I talk to that people, like I have a good friend, she's a big wave surfer, I feel empowered straight away because she like empowers me to go my way, and I can laugh with her and I say like, oh my God, I thought I'm gonna mess up that year completely, you know? And then I say, but you know, it turned out much better than I thought. And it's so cool because like everything you consume like influences yourself. So the food you eat, the movies you look, the diaries you write, everything like influences every input, and also the people, you know? So make sure you're going to hang out with good people. In my teen years, I really hang out with bad people. So I smoke a lot of weed, I was partying a lot, you know? And I didn't have many friends in Germany when I grew up because I always didn't feel I fit in. I have some good friends, which I still have today, but not a lot, you know? But as soon as I went to the ocean, it's like a whole world opened for me up, and I met so many wonderful people connected to the ocean and which had such a positive impact on me, on my lifestyle, on my health, on my happiness, and on my path. And so I really want to also with Endless Blue Freediving create a community where people can exchange. That's why we also like meet once a week, like every Thursday we have that online breathing session where it's a place to connect, it's a place to breathe, and Yeah. And success and failure, you know. I think we often think a success is exactly something we wanted to do and have that target on our list. It's like, I want to get there. Like, I came here in Greece to open a whole center this year. That was the plan. So I started that plan and I tackled a lot of stuff. And after like a month of like going to like pay to like official bureaucracy stuff and paperwork, calling like everybody like crazy, I figured out that it couldn't work on this season. And then, you know, there had been other scuba diving school here in Tolo. And I asked them the year before, and they told me, no, we're not going to make a cooperation. But you know how life works. This year's a new school here, and they're super fun and super cool. And now we have a cooperation with them, and we can go diving. And they're super nice. They're playing reggae music on the boat. And yeah, it's just a really good vibe going to dive with them. And you know, the universe opened for me again. The ocean path continued in a super different way than I'd expected. And I put that in my newsletter like I think 2 weeks ago, where I talked also with Antonio Pedro Salial. He has like a project which is called Surf Social Wave. And it's like helping people to find their dream job with empowerment through surfing. And imagine yourself, you go to this job center and then you go to a course where they teach you all the skills of marketing and stuff. But they also have like surfing and yoga class to like for personal empowerment. And so after having that chat, I also thought like, maybe my free diving is going to be different. Maybe it's going to be like more holistic. Maybe I want to include kids and stuff. And maybe it's not that classical center which I had in my head. And that's what I want to say about success and failure. I think success for me is when you go after your dream, but you're not like so rigid in your mind that it has to be exactly that. Because sometimes the universe opens doors for you you never would have imagined. And it's much better even than you thought. So when you think about starting anything or like diving deeper in free diving, I really hope that you're not chasing for numbers or like for a rigid thing, that you're like getting back to like the qualities of spirit, that light inside, that what makes you shine, that playfulness, that curiosity, that also that kind of bit fear is there. But what is it? What is your bliss? What is like really calling you getting forward? And when you follow your spirit, probably you're going to dive deeper. Okay? It's not about not getting deeper. It's not what I'm talking about. It's getting deeper when you want to get deeper. It's about going forward when you want to go forward. I was last season in Zagreb and it was working pretty well. I had a lot of students, but I had the feeling I have to continue. And it was like a half heart broke because I was standing in my favorite surfing beach and I just had to say goodbye. I knew it's not going to be forever. I always come back to Portugal, of course. I mean, I'm so connected to the country and the people and I speak the language and everything. But I knew it's for me time to move on and reconnect to my Greek roots. I mean, I grew up in Greece and like also like wanting to open that center, I had to make that B2 Greek license. And you know, it was crazy because my Greek is now pretty well again because I had to make that exam. So I had 3 weeks where I really prepared for my exam. There I looked like 30 chapters of a Greek telenovela and I had like 2 study books which I prepared. And that was it. And I passed. And I passed pretty good. I was like surprised by myself, like my Greek's still there. But now like also I went back to Germany in a bit and came back. And I really felt like my Greek is so much better. So even though I came here with a completely different idea what to do that summer, I feel successful. Because I trusted that gut feeling that spirit, that light inside of me that guided me to be here and to bring people in the water, to connect them with themselves and rethink how we deal with ourselves and our existence. So, my wonderful people, today's a short one because I gotta get to the boat. But yeah, I want to just leave you here and think differently about success and failure. Think about the feeling when you are successful, not about the number, what you chase.
Thank you so much for listening. It's such an honor having you. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. It really helps to grow the show. Feel also free to connect with me on Instagram, share ideas or questions for future episodes. I really hope to see you next week. Bye!